2 years ago, I stood in this exact same spot. You can see the video, Cromarty with a nameless girl. I sailed down here. I'm now standing in the exact spot that I was 2 years ago. My boat, USofA 2, was a bilge keel boat, and I ran her ashore here onto the beach, and I jumped down onto this beach, and I actually couldn't get back on. And an old guy with a dog and a heart condition actually gave me a lift up onto the boat because it was too high, and then the tide came in and I sailed off back to Inverness Marina, and now I'm back here in Cromarty. This is Cromarty Volume 1, Chapter 1. Now I'm going to give you a review of Cromarty. In the Royal Hotel where a friend Gavin and I went for coffee one time in the car, they charged us £7 and took 2 hours to deliver the said coffee. So that's the Royal Hotel for you. Now, I'm not supposed to walk in my bare feet. My chiropodist told me because I'm a diabetic, whatever that is, type 2. And if we get a little scalplet in my feet, it's instant death. So, but death before dishonour is my motto, and always has been. So there's our rigs in, and there's a passenger ship in it, and we're going. Now, this is a P900, a Nikon P900 camera, which many of the flat earth guys and gals, some girls are entrusted with a P900, go and look at flat earth. And I don't know, I can't see for the sun, but there's actually a rowing boat out there, and there's old folk in the Cromarty Rowing Club, old women rowing a boat. Now that's a novelty. Everywhere there's rowing clubs starting up. There's some tourists there from Suffolk. There's the Royal Hotel. We sat out in one of these seats, Gavin and I, with our £7 coffee. Well, nobody be going back there. Now, Cromarty's on the end of the Black Hill, and it's what you might call posh. It's all English folk with holiday homes, second homes. There's a guy with his skidoo, or a water skidoo thing. And here's the house of Tamsin Allison. And you can see her posters, and now her name's Tamsin Allison, and I was talking to her mother. I met them 10 years ago at a sports event in Allison, Allison. It's an unusual name for a boy. It's not even wet, his thing. Oh, it is wet. It's dripping wet. And here's boat trips to view dolphins and other wildlife. Some of the women along there are pretty wild, but I've seen so many dolphins. I was a pescatarian before I became a vegan, and I found dolphins are very hard to chew, and the taste is very salty. So no more dolphin meat for me. And there's the oil rigs. Now, if you look out for my video, coal and oil are not what you think. Oil is regenerated. It's not made from plankton and trees and grass and dinosaur bones. It regenerates. It grows under the ocean. That guy's looking sceptical. And there's a wee ferry zapping between the thingy. Just going to tighten up my poster. It gets a bit slack with this wind. It's not too bad, the wind today. The wind up at Inverness is a lot more severe. There we are. This is clove hitch, a well-known sailor's knot. Landlubbers usually do a granny, and you see them tying up their things with granny knots. They can't even splice wire, landlubbers. In fact, a few of the sailors can't even splice wire. You can actually hear the oil rigs. There's a tannoy system saying abandoned ship and stuff like that. And here's some tourists at the little cablet. Little cablet on wheels. Lovely day, isn't it? And here's a sign for this slaughterhouse coffee next to the ferry slipway. Well, I won't be going in there again with a £4.50 for a tiny wee latte and a packet of crisps. I bet they were lentil crisps or something. There's a boat. That's very similar to USofA too. There is pictures on the web of an 18-foot bilge keel boat. That's pretty much what my last boat was, and sold in November 2017. I like, because it was, well, it's just getting a bit expensive keeping it in Inverness Marina, although I'm extremely rich. But we did a few trips in there, but we never went round the west. Now we're coming to the heads here, the heads of Cromarty, and here's an oil rig vessel coming in. Hey! They're going to launch the big boat with its Yamahas, twin Yamahas. Yeah, aye. Of course, the biggest ship I was on, I think it was 56,000 tons. It was the British Grenadier, a tanker to Cargill Island twice, and then back. And we learned seamanship there. Yeah. So when does the ferry start?
June.
Oh, June. Oh, I'll wait here then. The ferry starts in June. My sister and her unseamanlike husband went on that ferry once, years ago, apparently. So there's the heads of Cromarty with a a ship, their ship. I can't see the name on it, I think it's Titanic. And over there they're doing not oil rig things, windmill things. But, so I saw the dolphins over there when it was anchored there that time in, was it 2017 or 16, CROMARTY with a nameless girl, see the video. But there's a boat with a bit of love and care to be got back into existence. So there's that cafe, we're not going in there again, slaughterhouse, named after the slaughterhouse next door. £4.50 for wee latte in there. So CROMARTY kind of rips off the tourists. We'll go up and look at the Lighthouse, which are all non-manned now. When I left the sea, I was applied to become a Lighthouse man, but they were phasing them out then, so I just became a on the dole sort of chap. But the sea's in your blood. Family were all seagoing. My mother put me in a rowing boat when I was about 3 years old down at Millport on the Clyde. Right, David, learn to row. Says her, me drifting out to wee Cumbria. But see the heads, they climbed up that once. It was with Anne and her brother. And her brother was like 99 and he ran up it. It was a tremendous feat for an old geezer. I might run up it later. And sailing round there, going back to Inverness that time, I realised after I'd gone too close, the waves were breaking on the shore. And God, I was lucky, as I always have been. I mean, I'm the only person that's sailed down Loch Ness and hit the bottom. Well, I was too close onto the northern shore, but you get a hell of a fright when you hit the bottom in Loch Ness. Yeah. Oh, this escalator is very slow. There's the Lighthouse. Apparently it's owned by a university now, Aberdeen, and they use it for frying fish or something. Oh, I think I'll take my jumper off. Up. Take my jumper off and just run about naked. Well, half naked. The tourists are beginning to come out because I was here at 8 o'clock this morning getting the early bus and the early train. Seeing as it wasn't raining. There we are. How's that? I'll just tie it around my waist. I hope nobody's stealing my flat earth sign and my world map, which is round. Imagine the ferry doesn't start till June. God. There's boats everywhere, and as usual, unused boats. Just all buy a boat. Too much excess money. Abby's the name of the girl that I photographed her wedding, and we did trash the dress at Channery Point. Pictures on my Flickr. But no, all these houses are apparently empty. They're holiday lets with canoes, like half a dozen canoes. A boat here, a boat there, and the poor people can't afford boats. If we go along here, we might go up the road that Tom Miller's house was, the famous artist. But no, I was talking to Tamsin's mother. She's been in New York. She saw the hole where 9/11 happened. Never heard of thermite. This is flat. She's been in Jamaica. She saw the curvature. But, you know. Oh, and she's seen a picture from space. She didn't mention. Oh, and she's met a spaceman. Didn't mention his name. You know. I said, "Are you sure you trust him?" She said, "Oh, yes." Oh, well, wouldn't it be me? Love to meet a spaceman. And I don't often watch BBC, but there was a film about Coulson, I think it was, the last man on the moon. And it's so convincing. They're so totally brainwashed or drugged or something that they believe things. And here's the school, is it? It is Cromarty Primary School. I'd love to ask them, do they teach dolphin language, or do they? No, I'd love to ask them. And I've sent emails to both Dingwall Academy and Taradale Primary School asking if they teach evolution or creationism. No reply. So we'll just need to wait and see what that means. And what I want to do is go in the library, which I never go in now because I've got a Kindle, and look at the books that have been given to school kids saying that men went to the space and the coal comes from microorganisms squashed under the earth. Total nonsense. And they're brought up like, and that the earth is round. So indoctrinated. There's all these camper vans coming. They went there this morning. It's the end of the line, Cromarty. I mean, you come onto the Black Isle Peninsula. It's called the Black Isle, but it's actually a peninsula. And there you have it. Now, Here we have a nice house. It is a nice house. And what happened is they used to pack this with ice, not nice, ice, and put fish in there, and it kept for about, well, till it rotted. Pigeon. And then I found a nice cafe along here after that bloody slaughterhouse cafe, which charged £4.50 for a small coffee and a, well, good morning, it's a lovely day, isn't it? Germans, I think. Oh, we're back. The guy was painting this edifice this morning, and it was a cafe. He's finished them. Oh no, it's not. He's still painting away. He's doing well. Here's the old phone box in typical preserved fashion. You know, like it's a total. You just don't paint the things.
It's mental how easy it goes, like.
And here's an expensive shop full of expensive things. And it's this object that really amuses me. I don't know what it is. Some sort of navigation object that looks very, never mind the quality, feel the woods. Yeah. And I'm thinking about buying this house over here, but I'm not sure. There might be a bigger one I'll get. I'm thinking about buying that house.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'll make an offer they can't refuse.
Really?
Dig deep for guide dogs. Well, my mother was a welfare officer for the blind, and she said that the guide dogs is the biggest amount of money in the bank. And people shouldn't give for guide dogs because of so much money. You know, they could provide everybody in Britain with 6 dogs. Well, maybe they do foreign dogs, but it's teaching them the language. Now, you see where that white pickup is, and then there's a bit of building work going on. There's cones. That's the greatest ISP in the world, resides there. And to hell with, see that car just juking out there. People phone up London for likes of Vodafone.net, and they get to India, and if you go, he goes, oh, what's your name? Well, if you phone up this ISP in Cromarty, which will be nameless, you're immediately on. Oh, hello Dave, how are you doing? Yeah, the email, yep, no problems. And yeah. Oh. Once we get down the front, we'll get a bag and a coffee. Oh, will we get a coffee? Oh. There you are. Keep seeing that woman, I think she just goes walking around. And here's Plexus Media. They actually make websites, not unlike mine, but mine are like 10 times cheaper and 6 times better. We're heading down to the sea again, the lonely sea in the sky, where the wind blows. I must remember that poem. Post office opening out June, August. Now, here's the Cromarty and District Community Council, which I told you all has the names and addresses of all the councillors, and their phone number, and their email, and their address, whereas Muirford Community Council, you can't find nothing. It's a terrible website, and Cromarty's website is bloody marvellous. When it even tells you where the toilets are, you know, not like. So I think we should vote out all the community councillors of Muirford, because they're just having a laugh. You know, for years we've had a laugh. Yeah. Bartley Street. A nightingale sang in Bartley Square. Remember, I used to hear them singing when I lived in London. And a nightingale sang in Bartley.